So I think we're live, yeah? What's up, Notjust developers? Welcome to a new live stream. And today we're gonna continue building our Netflix clone, and we're gonna implement the backend, for the application. In the previous video, we have built the UI. If you haven't followed along, stay tuned, and I'm gonna show you what you have to do in order to get started with this clone. So what exactly we're gonna build today? Let's see. First of all, we're gonna build the authentication. We're gonna protect our application with an authentication flow where users will be able to sign in, create an account, forget password, receive password, change their password, and so on. All the information, all the flow that you need in a real application. We're gonna implement today. The next one is the GraphQL API. For all our data that we have in the application. And if you have followed along my previous tutorials, here is a good news. Today we're gonna implement something new. So stay tuned, because there will be a lot of new information and new technologies that we're gonna use today. And especially here in the GraphQL API, where we will try to create this application to be offline first, so that our clone will work even when our application will work even when offline. So yeah, stay tuned for that. So the next step will be to create the media storage, and no, not about this one, but the media storage with AWS S3, where we will keep all the movies, the actual movies that are gonna played. So yeah, what are we gonna use for the front-end technologies? We are using React Native with Expo and TypeScript, and for the backend we're gonna use AWS Amplify, because that's a great service that makes it very easy and fast to deploy the backend for your application, especially mobile and web. And specifically, we're gonna use Cognito for authentication flow, AppSync for our GraphQL API, and Amazon S3 for our storage. Yeah, that's too much details. You'll get to know them as we go, because a lot of things are automated and created by Amplify, so a lot of things are easy. Special thanks to Expo for sponsoring this video. Expo saw my project, my builds that I'm doing on this channel using Expo, and I have been used it ever since the beginning in almost all my clones. And they just reached out and said that they would like to sponsor this type of content, so I can produce more clones and videos like this in future. And yeah, the good thing about this is there is no obligation from my side. I'm not obliged to say something good about Expo. I should say what I think, and I think that's really really great about this sponsorship, because it will help publish more videos in future. So who am I and why should you trust me? I'm a full stack developer for over 7 years now. I'm currently the CTO at a small startup called Fitinium. I also worked at Amazon as a software developer engineer. And I'm passionate about coding, building impactful startups, and helping others, sharing my journey and my knowledge with you guys here on YouTube. But the most important thing is that I'm not just a developer, and not only me, but also the new channel members are not just developers. So thank you very much for the new channel members that have subscribed, has bought the membership on YouTube. Thank you very much for the support. It really means a lot to me. All right, so if you want to follow along this tutorial, what do you need to have? You need to have React Native and Expo environment set up. You should have an AWS account and AWS CLI set up on your machine. And also you'll need the dummy data with images, icons, PDF presentation, everything. You can find accessing this link, assets.notjust.dev/Netflix. This is the second video in this series. In the first part, if you missed it, we did it previous week, where we implemented all the UI of application. I'm going to show you what we have at the moment in a couple of minutes. Yeah, and I highly recommend you to check it out, follow along, try to build it yourself if you are learning React Native. But if you want to build only the backend for this and you think that the UI is too easy, then you can follow, you can clone the repository that we created previous time and check out specifically the UI branch. And that is going to be the code that we have at this moment that we are going to implement. Yeah, the backend. So after that, install the dependencies with yarn install or npm install. Then if you're using macOS and developing for iOS, also run npx pod install to install all the pods. And then run the project with yarn start. So that's what I have here. I have run the project with yarn start, and I ran it on an Android device or emulator. The project should work both on iOS and Android. So here it is. This is already the detail screen. Yeah, this is the home screen. And on the home screen, we can see that we have a couple of categories, and each category contains multiple movies. These movies you can scroll horizontally, and the whole page you can scroll vertically and check the movies that are available. You can also click on one movie, and here my emulator is quite slow, and here we will see details about this specific movie. We see all the information about movies, the year, how many seasons, and so on. And down below here, we see the episodes from season 1. And we also have the ability to change the seasons and see different episodes from different seasons. That's how we navigate through seasons. And then we can press on one episode, and it will load in our player where we can play it. If we wait a bit until the video loads, it should start playing. Yep, here it is. Here we can make the video full screen and watch it. And that's mostly it about our UI. We have implemented all the important things. And now what we will have to do is to create the backend for everything that we have done. All right, so how are you doing, guys? The intro is done. So hello everyone who is in the chat. Also, Sambulo, thank you very much for renewing your subscription. I saw that you renewed it, but that was after creating this presentation. So I'll include it in the next week. Okay. Thanks a lot for your great tutorials. I learned a lot from your channel. This is the first time I'm watching you live. Oh, welcome here. Yep, you can ask questions. You can ask questions, guys. I'm gonna try to stop between features and try to answer them, or we can stay at the end and I can do that. Okay, let's get started. And all right. So the first step is to set up AWS Amplify project in our React Native project. For more information, you can access this URL. Let me open it. And here is the, one second. And yeah, here is the getting started guide. We can start, choose React Native, and here you can see how you can sign up for an AWS account, how you can install and configure the Amplify CLI. So if you haven't done that before, and after that, you'll also have to configure Amplify. Here there is a guide that you will follow. It's pretty straightforward what you have to do. And after that, we will set up our full stack project by running Amplify init in our project. So let's open it. Let's open our command tool. Let's open a new terminal. And here, let's run Amplify init. Yeah, I think it wasn't the right terminal that I opened. I'm still getting used to VS Code. The name for the project, Netflix, is okay. Enter a name for the environment. For the moment, it's going to be dev. And finally, I can choose the Visual Studio Code editor, which is supported by Amplify. Project type is JavaScript, React Native, source directory, let's leave it by default. And now we will wait a bit until it creates everything there. Do you want to use an AWS profile? Yes, and then I'm gonna choose a profile that I already set up, which you should set up during configuring Amplify. What is your VS Code theme? The theme, I think, is Material Darker. I had it the same theme in WebStorm, and I really like it. It's not too fancy, just quite dark, and that's it. Is this the last video for Netflix? But no, that's not gonna be the last video. We're gonna do one more, but I'm gonna announce what exactly we're gonna do at the end of the video. So stay tuned to see what we're gonna do next. Okay, so Amplify has been added, and that should have created a couple of files in our Yeah, we should have created a couple of files. One of them should be AWS exports. And this is the configuration, the like high level configuration of a project. It should be in the root folder. And then it should also have generated an Amplify folder. And here is everything, all the code that Amplify generates for you. We're gonna use this folder to further configure our API and stuff like that, but more on that later. So if we go back to our getting started, Amplify init, then let's install all the libraries that we will need. You can copy it from here. Let's open the terminal and let's run it. All right, I have to yarn install or yarnad. Why did I open a JavaScript debug terminal? All right. I cannot run the emulator, but I can run via browser. Yeah, the application should also run in browser. I tried the previous time, but it was the fast refresh was not working properly for me, and I had to wait a lot of time for every change. So that's why I switched to testing it on emulator. But it should work on iOS, Android, and web. How do I download the Expo? Check the link in the description, somewhere there. You have a link where you can access Expo website, and we have an installation guide, which is pretty simple. You install it, and then you can create projects after that with Expo in it, and also you can run other projects with it. How about the icon pack? The same icon pack for material fee, material icon pack, something like that. It should come together. So okay, we installed the library. Let's also install the native library with npx pod install, and that's only if you're developing for iOS. If you're developing on a Windows or on a Linux machine, don't run this code because it will not work. So you don't have to do that. Don't worry. Then we have to configure our Amplify. Okay, let's run that code. Let's open our application, the entry file for our application, which is app.tsx. And here, let's import Amplify first of all. Import Amplify from AWS Amplify. We will import the AWS config from this file that was generated. Where is it? AWS exports. So make sure if it's in root, then we will do /AWS export. Will it work? All right. I hope it recognizes. However, if your AWS export somehow went into a directory which is source, then you'll do like source and so on. Some people had issues with that. I don't know why. Okay, and then we will run amplify configure, and we will send the config there. Save. And I think it could not find the declaration file. Yeah, that's don't worry about that. That's just a TypeScript error saying that there is no declaration file. Okay, let's run again our application on the device. Run Android device. Where is it? Did it run already? I missed it. I was reading the chat. Okay, let's run it on the Android emulator. And come on. Building JavaScript. So guys, how is it going? Do you like my new studio? I was fighting so much this week with these panels. They were always like falling down. Let's see if they will stick till the end of the video. At least someone will stick till the end of the video. Yeah, there are alternatives for Amplify, which is building your own server with, I don't know, let's say Node.js, Express, MongoDB, and so on. That's also a good alternative in some cases, but it takes much more time to build it customly, like a custom server, and specifically you will waste a lot of time on features that do not define your application, like the pipe working. I don't know, let's say authentication. All application need it, but it will not differentiate your application, and it will not mean it will not define if your application will succeed or fail as a startup or as a company. Yeah, I have more experience with startups, so that's why I'm speaking about that. So while with Amplify, you will see in a minute how fast it is to create these these features that are very common in a lot of applications, like storage, authentication, analytics, and so on. Why do you say that Amplify is not available in your country? Where do you live? Oh, it takes so much time to build a JavaScript. Does Expo mean React Native? So Expo is a set of tools on top of React Native. So at the end of the day, you write React Native, and that's actually React Native. Everything is React Native. However, Expo gives you a lot of things out of the box. Again, when you're building startups, or when you're learning, you want to move as fast as possible, because speed matters in business, and that's why I always prioritize things, tools that make it easier for me to build. So that's why I managed to build an application, a fully working application, in 12 hours. I think if I would try to do that like 1 or 2 years ago without knowing the tools that I know today, that application would have taken me, I don't know, like at least a week or two, something like that. Yeah, I think even more. But with the right tools that speed up your development, that's much easier. So yeah, Expo is one of that. Yeah, it helps you with managing a lot of dependencies for you. So there is no native code that you have to manage from your side. They also help with building your project and deploying to the market. And I tried their cloud build when publishing the crypto, and it was really easy to do. And again, they are doing a lot of configurations, like signing the application, like uploading these certificates to market, and so on. They're doing it for you, and this way they're saving you a lot of time. Okay, so it has updated, which means we don't have any errors, which means that we have initialized Amplify correctly. Let's move forward. Yeah, we are done here. Okay, the next step is to implement authentication. And you'll see how easy it is to create all these screens and all the authentications flow with Amplify. Let's get going. And first thing that we're gonna do is to add the authentication service. So I'm gonna yep, somewhere here. I opened too many terminals. Okay, so first thing is I'm gonna add the authentication service. And with Amplify, when Amplify is not something new, Amplify is just a collection of more services that are already available on AWS, and they make it much easier to set up in your front-end applications. So whenever you want to add a new service, you'd follow this pattern: Amplify, add, and the name of a service. We're gonna do the same for authentication, for API, storage, and so on. So let's add the authentication first. Do you want to use default authentication and security configuration? Yeah, we're gonna go with a default configuration for now. You can also set up social providers, which is signing up with Google, with Apple, with Facebook, and so on. I have done that in the 12-hour stream, the vCrypto. If you're interested, you can check that out there. How do you want your users to be able to sign in? We're gonna with username. Do you want to configure advanced settings? No, I'm done here. Okay, it has been created. Where is it? Oh, yeah, I went ahead. All right, so yeah, let's add authentication here. We will have to install some libraries. And the libraries for Expo are these. I think we have installed all of them. Yeah. Not sure about AWS React Native, but we'll see. If we have any issues, we'll install that library. So back in our app.tsx, besides, after importing the Amplify, we will import also with authenticator, hopefully wrote it correctly, from AWS Amplify React Native. And yeah, instead of exporting this function inline here, we will export it down below, default application. And now we will wrap our application in the with authenticator function. It's not actually a function, it's called like higher order component. But yeah, treat it as a function. So let's save. Let's save, and now the last thing is to actually call Amplify push, and this will push all the changes that we created locally and everything that we have here in Amplify that has been created by adding the authentication. And Amplify will create these services in cloud. We'll create the Cognito pool with all the users. We'll set up all the permissions and so on. So yeah, we'll have to wait a little bit here. Yeah, and here we can see that there is one change for the authentication and the operation is create. So let's answer with yes, and this will update the resources in the cloud. Okay, we already see the login form, but we'll not be able yet to sign up, so we'll have to wait. But you already see how easy was that to integrate the authentication. Let's wait until everything is updated in cloud, and then we're gonna create this account. Could you use phone number for authentication? Yes, you can also use the phone number as authentication. You would select it when you set up the authentication. Yeah, where to start to become a full stack web developer? Someone is answering: learn HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Node.js, SQL, NoSQL, API, REST API. Yeah, that's a lot of technologies. So definitely you would start with web development, probably, where you will learn HTML, CSS, and vanilla JavaScript to create, design, and make websites interactive. You'd also need some basics in in programming in general. You can do that in JavaScript. Then you'd have to pick up probably a framework that will make a lot of things easier, such as, I don't know, React, JS, React Native if you want to get into mobile, Angular, Vue, something like that. But pick one and learn one. Don't be afraid that there are so many and you know only one. Just try to focus on one in the beginning and put all your effort into learning that technology, that framework, because you'll have all the time to learn others. Because if you start learning a bit of React and then, oh, my friend is learning Angular, let me learn Angular, or that YouTuber is learning I don't know, Vue.js, I probably should do Vue.js, then you'll lose focus and you will know just a bit of everything, but you'll not be good enough in any of them. So try to be focused and yeah, always learn by building actual projects, because if you just stick to tutorials and books and just watch and read, you'll get bored and you'll lose motivation to do that. But try to watch a tutorial, and whatever you learn in the tutorial, implement that at the same time in your project, or and that's how you actually build knowledge. All right, so our resources are updated in the cloud. Let's try to create an account. In our emulator, we see that we are shown the login form, and here we can say that, okay, let's sign up first. For a username, I'm gonna choose Vadim, a very secure password. Put in your email because you'll receive a confirmation code. For the number, you can put whatever you want. And then let's sign up. Invalid form. Okay, that's probably indeed invalid format. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 0, 0. And plus, come on. But yeah, it's +1. Oh. I don't think they had this validation before. I think there was an update with phone number validation, because I don't remember these issues before. But yeah, that's nice. Okay, so confirm sign up. We should receive a confirmation code on our email. Let me open it and check if I already received it. But yeah, you should receive it instantly. Yeah, I received it. Let me copy. Come on. I cannot copy, come on, like this. Okay, I would better write it. So confirm. And we are back to our login screen where we can put our username and password like this, sign in, and we are back in our application. The good thing about this is that everything is handled by Amplify. So Amplify will manage the tokens, will manage everything. And if we close the application and enter again, we will still... Okay, got it. And reload. Yeah, if we reload our application, we will not be shown the login screen. We will be redirected to the application directly, because yeah, Amplify keeps track of everything, of all the authentication flows. So have you seen how easy it is to integrate authentication in an application? We had only to import with Authenticator and wrap our application with this, and we have all this functionality out of the box. This is very, very easy and fast to do. And also it's much more secure than it would be if you would have implemented it. So yeah, also it is flexible and it allows you to integrate it with your own designs. So if you have your own design, you are free to do so. And I created my own design for the login screen in the vCrypto application. You can check that out. So yeah, what else? Should we add a logout button? Let me show you just how you can log out. I'm not gonna design a button or something like that. It's gonna be pretty simple. In the screens, I can go into the tab 2, let's say, and edit screen info view. Let me check here. I'll create a button with pressable, and on press will be we'll call a function on logout that we're gonna implement in a moment. And here we'll have a text logout. Let's create this function const on logout. Yeah, the button is here. Yeah, I can add some styles. Padding 10, background color dark gray. Yeah, something like this. And what else? What else? Okay, we will import Amplify. No, we will import authentication from AWS Amplify without React Native. And in our own logout, we will call just authentication dot sign out. And if we press right now on this button, we are back to our login screen. So if I refresh the application, we will again see the login screen. And yeah, that's how simple it is to create the logout. You just create a button somewhere, and on press you call authentication.sign out. Let's log back in our application. My super secure password, nobody can guess it. And we are back here. All right. Yeah, I think that's let's commit everything, because that's it with our authentication. Git add git commit -m authentication. Hey, Priyank, thank you very much for the support. Will there be a skeleton skin? Hello. I haven't planned a skeleton skin in this video, but if you're interested, I'm gonna see what I can do in future. But yeah, for this video, we already have a plan. And so you mean something like to show a loading skeleton? Yeah, that is gonna be shown when the data is loading. That's what you mean? All right. Okay, yeah, so we are done with authentication. Let's see a couple of comments, if there are any. You use context or Redux? It depends on the situation. If application is small and simple, I prefer to use context. In my startup application, I'm not using either context or Redux for the global state management. I'm using Amplify, Apollo, because our backend is a GraphQL API, and with Apollo we can easily query, and Apollo also serves as a global state management because it caches everything into a global data store. So that's why I haven't used Redux for the application. Really looking forward to Node.js as backend. Yeah, I'm also looking forward to that build as well. Node.js as backend. I'm still thinking what application should I build with a Node.js backend, or just a simple Node.js backend without any frontend. We'll see. I'm still figuring it out. If you have any ideas, feel free. Okay, let's move forward. The next step is our GraphQL API, and today we're gonna take it a step further, and we're gonna implement the offline first GraphQL API. And what does that mean is that yeah, we have this we go with this assumption that the application should work while offline. It doesn't mean that it will provide all the available features, but at least it will show some cache data. It will not crash. It will show something to the user. So to create this offline first application, Amplify and AWS gives us the opportunity to use data store, and yeah, the data store is helping us cache. Where is it? Come on, Control Z. Yeah, the data store helps us cache our data on the device. It helps us synchronize the data on different devices. So for example, if you use Netflix both on mobile and on browser as a website, it helps us synchronize the data for a user between these two devices. And it also helps us synchronize the data between the local cache and our GraphQL API, which is managed by AppSync. So it manages a lot of things behind the scenes. That's the first time I'm gonna use data store. So let's hope that everything works flawlessly. And yeah, let's get started. From the documentation and from everything that I have prepared for today, I'd say that data store will make a lot of things easier for us. The syntax will be much easier for querying and doing all of this. And yeah, let's see how it goes. We are learning this together. Okay, let's first of all add Amplify API. Okay, so this first step will be Amplify add API. We're gonna choose a GraphQL API. API name Netflix is okay. Authorization type for this API. You can go with an API key or Amazon Cognito user pool, and the second option will allow only the authenticated users in the authenticated users in our application to query the API. While the API key will allow anyone knowing the API key to query the API. So the second one is more secure. Do you want to configure advanced settings for the GraphQL? Yes, let's configure something advanced because we need something from here. Configure additional auth types? No. Configure conflict detection? Yes, we want to configure conflict detection, and this is specifically for our data store, and this will help us merge two data that conflict. So for example, you update your watch history both on your phone and on the browser, and these data are different, so they should be somehow merged. So that's why we need to set up the conflict detection, and we're gonna opt in for auto merge. Yeah, do you have an annotation? No, we don't have yet a GraphQL schema, but we're gonna write it pretty soon. The schema template. So we will have a single object field. No, we will have a one-to-many where we'll have like movies, episodes, seasons, and categories. So in our case, it's going to be one-to-many relationship. It doesn't matter which one you choose because by the end of the day, it only creates a template for the default template, but we're going to change anyway. So yeah, it doesn't matter which one you choose here. Do you want to edit the schema now? Yes, and it will open automatically here. No, why you open it? No, it's okay. Yeah, probably I'll have to install GraphQL later, the extension. All right. So we have here our schema.graphql, and if it didn't automatically open it, you can find this file in Amplify, Backend, then API / the name of your project, and here there is the schema.graphql, and this is the file that we need to where we need to define how should our GraphQL look, and yeah, based on this schema, behind the scenes will happen a lot of things. So for every type in our GraphQL schema that we annotate with a model, Amplify will set up a database table with Amazon Amazon. Alex, how's the name? DynamoDB. Yeah, with Amazon DynamoDB, we'll set up all the permissions to connect with it. We'll set up the AppSync models and so on. So yeah, this is the thing that we need to write, and everything else is taken care for us automatically. So what types do we have in our application? For that, let's open Let's open our dummy data, and that will help us understand what information we need. So let's open assets data, first categories, and categories has an ID, category has a title, and a list of movies, and that's it. Okay, let's first create the I'm gonna add some space here, and I'm gonna create the type category, which is a model. It will have an ID, which is required. It will have a title of type string, which is also required, and it will later have movies that we're gonna define shortly. Movies. Okay, the next step here is let's open the movie, and here we'll see what a movie contains. Like this. Okay, let's define the type movie, and this is again a model, and our movie will contain an ID. Let's open the movie and see ID, title, year, number of seasons. Title. This is a string. What else? Year. This is a integer. Is it number or integer? I always forget that. Can someone in comments and in the chat confirm if it's int or integer or number? Number of seasons. That's also integer. And I'm gonna have them as not required probably, just to make it flexible. Plot. Our plot will be a string. Cast. Again, string. What else? Creator. String. And then it will have seasons, and seasons we'll define them a bit later. Okay, I think that's it with movie, right? No, it also needs a poster. It also needs a poster, which will be a URL to an image. So the poster will be a string. Let's have it like this. Okay. For the seasons will be a new object, a new type, season model. And what does a season have? A season has an ID, a name, and episodes. Season has ID, name, string, and it will have episodes that we'll define in a moment. Once we define, these are connections. That's why I'm leaving them for the end. First, I want to define all the types. And the last one is the episode. Alexandra is saying that it's called int. Thank you, Alex. The episode is also a model. And an episode has ID, title, poster, duration, plot, and the video. ID. Should I just grab them like this? Title is string. Yeah, thanks. The poster is also a string. The duration is string. Oh, what was that? I deleted it. After duration is, yeah, it also has a plot. String. I think it shouldn't be required. At least I saw some movies without it. and the video, and this will be the video URL actually, which is a string which should be required. The episode will have a reference to the season, because knowing an episode, we would like to know which season it belongs to, like this season, right? Yeah. And yeah, we're gonna define shortly. Okay, so let's now that we have all the types defined, I think all of them are here. Let's define the connection between them. So here as an example, we have how to do the many-to-many connection. So let's suppose, here we have like a blog which contains multiple posts, and each post contains multiple comments. So for example, the blog contains this array list of posts that they can get using a connection. And they reference the key by name, which they define on the post type. And they connect a post to a blog by matching the blog ID. What? With, yep. Alex is saying that without commas here. Yeah, thanks. And we match a post with a blog by matching the blog ID from here with ID from the blog. Let's go and start from the top. Category. A movie will belong to a category. A movie will belong to a category, and that's why we need a category ID, which is of type ID, which is required. Yeah, let's do it with ID as here. Then the movie will have a key. Let's define the key here. Key. Let's take the name and fields. Okay. The name of a key will be by category, and the fields will be the category ID. Using this key, we can reference the movies here. So the movies will be an array of movies, and this will be a connection which will reference the key name equal to by category, and fields will be the field that we want to match from this model, which is the ID. Yeah, now whenever we query a category, we will be able to get all the movies that category contains, and that way we will be able to just by using one query to list the categories, we'll be able to render the whole data here on this page, because one category contains the title and contains a list of movies, and that's how we're gonna be able to get them. Each category will have a list of movies. All right, and let's create the next connections, and the next connections is movie with season. Movie with season. Okay, one season will belong to a movie. So for that reason, we will need a movie ID to know like which movie is this season from. This is gonna be an ID required, and we will want to define a key on this model. I'm gonna The key will have a name by movie, and the fields will be movie ID from here. Let me put this into I like it better like this. So for the seasons, because we have created a key on the season, we can say that the seasons will be an array of season, which is a connection using the key name by movie and the fields ID from here. And we have to do the same thing with an episode and a season. An episode should have a season ID, which will be an ID, and that's a connection. No, that's not a connection. That's just an ID. On the episode, we create a key with a name by season, and the fields here will be season ID. Here the episodes will be an array of episode, which is a connection using the key name by season, and here fields with ID. Let's think that's it with creating the relationship from the one to many, like this. Let's think if we need a reverse relationship from, for example, an episode to know which season it belongs. At this moment, I don't think that we will need it. But we can, if you want, we can do it like this. So the season, we can season. We can create a relationship from the episode to the season, and by querying one episode, we can query the details about the season by defining this connection, and here the fields will be equal to the season ID, like this. And that's the same thing with, for example, movie. We have a movie ID and we want the relationship with a movie. This will return a movie connection fields will equal to movie ID. The same thing for our movie if we want to get the category that it belongs to, but I think we will not need that here, so not gonna add it. Okay, let's remove everything for the blog that we have here. So we define the schema, which contains 4 types. The category of movies, which has a title and a list of movies. A movie type, which contains all the information about the movie, and a list of seasons that it contains. The season also contains a name and contains a list of episodes, and the episodes is information about one episode, which also contains a video URL, which we'll be able to play. So that's how we structure our our API, our GraphQL schema. Now let's try to push everything to cloud. Amplify push. Remove the commas. Yeah, thank you very much. Hopefully I don't have any commas now. Yes. Here we see the authentication has no changes, but we created the API. Yes. Syntax error expected, found this one. Yeah, we still have one. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, I didn't save it. Probably that was the reason. And let's say yes. Syntax again. Expected, found equal. Where is the issue is with an equal sign. Where do I have it? Equal, key name equal. Oh, here. Oh, wait a second. Why do I have equal signs? Can anyone tell me? Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, that's it? No, we still have them. It happens. Okay, let's try again. Let's first of all save. What? What do I have here? Why don't you turn on autosave settings? In settings, search for autosave and then choose after delay and choose the delay in milliseconds. Okay, I'm gonna try to do that now because I always forget to do that after the live stream. Let's see if unknown argument field in key, because it's fields. Field, double dots, fields. All right, I'm doing some typos here. Okay, but not directive key, argument fields of type. Yeah, I think it was the same issue. Yes. Again? Oh, I didn't save. Okay. Auto save. File auto save. Yeah, that's good enough. Let's see. Yes. And I think now it works. Do you want to generate code for your newly created GraphQL schema? Yes, we want. It's TypeScript. It's gonna generate it in the source. Yeah, no problem. Let's do that. Yes. Enter the maximum statement depth. Let's go with 2, and if we need a bigger depth, we'll create custom queries, and this will define how Amplify generates the queries for us. If we are lazy and we don't want to write them manually, we will use the the generated ones, and the depth means how many relationships should it query. So when querying a category, if the depth is 2, it will query category and movies. If the depth is 3, it will query category, movie, and in the movie it will also query the seasons, and so on. So the bigger the depth, the more relationship it will query, which is less less optimal. And sometimes you need that, but I would rather write those specific queries myself, just to know exactly what relationships I am querying. Now let's wait until these resources are created in the cloud. Jonathan is asking, not really sure. Is it possible to create grid component watch list and focus on performance? I have similar app, but I have problem by resize images and delay to final position. My question is regarding a change orientation and landscape. I think I'm not sure exactly sure like what is the questions, but if you want to get these updates of a change, you can use the hook of used dimensions, not just importing the dimensions, because this variable will not change whenever you change the orientation, but use instead the hook use dimensions. And whenever you need the to resize, I don't know, the image to full width, if you want it to work both on landscape and on portrait, whenever you switch, then you'd have to use this hook use dimensions, and it will update the width whenever you change the screen, like from portrait and landscape. Not sure if that answered your question. Come on. And generated successfully. Yep. GraphQL endpoint. Okay, so this command should have generated us a folder called source, and here all the types that we will need. Okay. But most importantly, it generated us the source GraphQL, and here we have like queries, mutations, and subscriptions. In queries, we will see all the queries that we have. For example, get category. This is a query to get information about one category by giving it the ID. We also have a list category, and so on. For the movies, and just look at how much code it generated, like 466 lines of code, and that's a gift for us in order not to write everything. Let's open our console and see these resources in our cloud. Let's run Amplify console. And it should have opened it here. Yeah, it was an issue because I have to select the region that I set up Amplify with. In my case, it's Ireland, but in your case, it can be different. It depends on what you selected when you configured CLI. So make sure that you select the region that you have. And here, yeah, where is it? Netflix, yeah, it was the first one. Okay, for the backend environments, we see that we have the authentication category and the API category. If we open the API, here we can see what's behind the scenes. So if you are interested more into knowing like how it created everything, how it set up everything, if you want to access directly the database, you can go here, you can open the view in AppSync. Here you can also see all the data sources, like for example, the movie table, and this will open the DynamoDB table for the movies. View in AppSync. Yeah, the internet is flying. Why it doesn't remember my region? Yeah, it's weird. It doesn't remember my region. So for the AppSync here, we'll see the Netflix dev, which we can open it. And here we first of all, we can see the schema that has been generated. And here you'll see that the schema is much bigger than we have created. And that's because it has Amplify automatically generated the other parts of a schema that it needs. For example, all the input variables for creating, deleting an episode. It also includes the types, for example, the ones that we created in our schema.graphql. Here you can see it's very slow. I don't know why. For example, type episode with everything. And yeah, this schema, yeah, it has a lot of features and information out of the box created for us. What else I can show you? I can show you how you can run queries on your data by going directly to queries. And here you can say, okay, give me a list of movies. And for each movie, give me the ID, the creator, and the title. Where is it? And the title. And you can, yeah, first of all, you'll need to log in with the account that you created in the application. And you can run. And at the moment, we don't have any items. You can also create movies from here by selecting a mutation. And yeah, here you can create a category, you can create an episode, a movie, and so on. This is quite technical, and we have done this before, but I would like to try something new from Amplify. And this is if we go to our Amplify console in the overview. Where is it? Yeah, Netflix here. I would like to set up an admin UI. And yeah, this is a dashboard from where we can create, set up, manage our data. We can also invite our users to help us manage the data. So yeah, this is a very easy way to create an admin dashboard where we can, first of all, you can manage the resources like database schema, how it is defined, and so on. But in my opinion, the best thing about this is that you can manage data. So, for example, in a Netflix clone, the movies are not uploaded by users, but they're uploaded by like editors and stuff like that. Or in a blog application, also the blog posts are uploaded by someone else on a different dashboard. And in this case, you don't have to create a dashboard. You can set up the admin UI and invite other users to collaborate with you on this one. It has been enabled. Let's open the URL from here, backend environments. Let's open. It will ask us to log in. I'm gonna try to log in with my credentials. I'm not sure why it says incorrect username or password. Probably it's because I don't have to log in with this one. But what I can do is go back to Amplify. Amplify, press on the Netflix. So I can press here on the Open Admin UI, and this way it will automatically log me in with my account. Let's open until it loads everything. And here is everything about our backend. So we see that we set up our data model, we configure the login and sign up. From here, you can see the GraphQL API. You can go directly to AppSync from here. Yeah, it's a way to manage the whole application from one place. And I think it's really nice. I'd like to go more in depth into it and see what other interesting feature it has. But this time I want to play around with managing the content. Let's go to content. It says that an additional deployment is needed to enable content management capabilities for your API. Navigate to data and hit save and deploy. Okay. Save and deploy. Yep, I guess. Yeah, and from here you can actually create the data model, but I think it's better if you do it from as we have done it from the schema. Save and deploy. Are you sure you want to deploy changes made to the schema? Deploy. Let's hope that we didn't break anything. And it says that it's deploying. Deployment in progress. The UI really looks nice. Yeah, we can see the users from here, like all the users that are registered. That's cool. We can manage the groups. If we create different environments, I see here that you can switch environments. What else can we do from here? It shows you how, if you don't have any resources, it shows you how to add them. So you can do Amplify Add Analytics to enable this category. Functions, authentication, data. Yeah, that's really cool. Let's see. How easy it is to manage the content from here. Привет, что за distributive? What is that? Can you elaborate? But please don't spam. Come on. Can you please start similar type of series using React Native CLI, Node.js, Express.js, and MongoDB? Yeah, I think that's the next build is gonna use a custom backend with Node.js and Express and MongoDB. A lot of people are asking for that. Maybe the pages are loading slowly, but at least the stream does not have delay. So that's a good thing. Nice. Loading. Let's close our tabs that we will not need it. Yeah, it takes some time. How to stop execute query in NetBeans? Please answer. No idea. Who fills your coffee glasses? You never seem to run out of coffee in your videos. Uh, Unfortunately, I ran out of coffee. But yeah, from time to time, my girlfriend Alex is bringing me a coffee. But I don't need one at this moment, so thank you if you're listening. I know you're listening. What will prefer for big production builds, Amplify, Firebase, or custom backend? Um, when I started Fitinium, I didn't know about Amplify, and I started it with a custom build, a custom Express, Node.js, MongoDB backend, where we have like GraphQL. And yeah, while you have a lot of flexibility there, and it might be easier to get started, I don't know. But yeah, you spend a lot of time on things that do not matter in the big scheme. So when, yeah, as I said, like when you're a startup and you have to move fast, let's say I spent like a week implementing signing with social providers like Facebook, Apple. I think even more than 1 week with Facebook, Apple, and so on. While with Amplify, you can do that in a couple of clicks, like in 2 lines of code or something like that. So yeah, nowadays I think that if I would start again, I would definitely go for Amplify with serverless, with Lambda functions, because yeah, that's first of all faster to develop. It has better performance and it's scalable from the get-go. So you code it once, and your application can start handling like 10, 100, 1,000 users, but it's ready to get like thousands and millions of users, and to manage the load. So I think that's really powerful, because if your app hits the market and becomes viral, you wouldn't want to to spend your nights just managing your servers and trying to scale up to meet all the demand. So that's why I think that Amplify has an advantage here. And if you know how and what services to use and properly configure them, then you will not have any. Then I mean, it's gonna be also cost effective. There was an error loading your data. Let's try to reload. It's still in beta. I see. And local setup instruction. Please provide your console log and other details. Content capabilities are still. We'd love to address this issue. Do I need to? Yeah, first of all, let's pull the latest changes in our application, and maybe it will work then. Let's go back here. Let's pull the changes. Doesn't have any changes. Okay. What's there? Okay, so for a category, query, That's interesting why the content here doesn't work. Loading. Okay, you know what? Let's try to create some categories. This is our data, but this is data modeling. Okay, I'm gonna do something else. Let's open Amplify console and see if that would fix it. And from here, I want to open the API and create just one simple category and then query it inside our application. API to view in AppSync. Queries, and here let's do a create category mutation, and for the input I just have to give a title, which is, let's say, popular on Netflix, and we need to ID my mutation. I need first of all to log in to do this. Hey, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. My mutation, yeah, it created this category. I can create one more just to see that we get all of them. Let's say trending now. Oh, did I create or not? No. Okay, now we have two categories. Let's go back in our code, and first of all, we need to generate our data store models, and the data store models we can generate with Amplify. Here it is. Come on, yeah, here, no. Amplify CodeGen models. Let's run this one. Amplify CodeGen models. This will generate the code for our models based on our schema. So yeah, each model in our schema will become like a type here that we will be able to use to save, query, and so on. The following types do not have auth enabled. Considering, okay, that's not an issue now. Compile successfully. Okay, so in source, now we have models. And here, yeah, in index, we have, for example, the category, the movie model, and so on. Okay, let's now query our categories on the home screen. To do that, let's open our screens, home screen, and home screen TSX. Here we need to import the data store. Data store we can import here. Import data store from AWS Amplify, yeah, like this. And then we will also import the model for the category. And let's do it here. Import from, it's here, source. No, one more directory source. Come on, where is it? We are in home screen. We need, okay, 1, 2 times source models. Source models. And that's it. And from here, we will import the category. Yeah. Category. Okay, now we need to save our categories that we will fetch from the backend. We need to save them in a state variable, so we will be able to display them. For that, let's import React, and also we will need the use effect hook and the use state hook. We'll use the, here it goes, const categories and set categories. This is gonna be our state. Initially, our categories will be an empty array, and we can comment out this import statement because we don't need dummy data anymore. Okay, now it should show empty screen because we have empty array of categories. Let's define this use effect that is gonna run every time we mount this component. Okay. And let's add the empty dependencies array to make sure that it runs only the first time when we mount. Here we'll define a function, fetch categories. It's gonna be an async function. And here let's call this fetch categories. And inside here, let's say const response equal to await data store dot query, and we want to query the category. Let's console log the response just to make sure that we get something back. Response. Okay, and here data store query. I think I made a mistake here. Data store save. Where is the query? Await data store query. But how did I write? Oh, it should be data store. And now got any value for component prop for the screen. Home screen must be a valid. What did I do wrong here? What's going on? Fetch use effect. The issue isn't there, and the array is our category, which has a title. Category. We see the two categories that we queried. That's good. And that means that we can set the categories in our state. So let's, instead of this, we can do it directly set categories with a result that we get from the data store. And for the use state, yeah, we can save it. It is of type category, which is array. And now our issue with TypeScript disappeared. Okay, data is not categories.items, but now is just categories because our category sees them. Okay, now we already see popular on Netflix and trending now. Yeah, that's how you guys query the data from the data store. And now I think if I close the application, I just want to try this. I'm not sure if it will work. And if I turn off the internet, I should still see those categories because they should be cached offline. Come on, I cannot turn off the internet? Probably not. Okay, I'll test it another time. Let's run it again here, emulator. But let's go back to our admin UI and let's try to refresh now. Maybe now it will work as it has some data. What do you think? Will it? Please work. Yeah, that's weird. Admin UI. So, are you running on Android? Oh god, my internet is so slow. I hope that the live stream is at least decent. When I open the new admin UI on this console, I can get user management. The content never leave the state fetching items, and I have okay. Yeah, it seems that other people are experiencing the same issue. App ID and come on, no solutions. Let's open that. Very weird. Okay, but at least we can query this data. And okay, now we will probably have to add all the movies manually through Amplify. Weird. I want it to work. Come on. What's this? Data deployed. Should I try to save and deploy it one more time? But I did, I think it. Okay. Let's try to do them manually at the moment. So we will, okay, we have create category. Let's add a movie to this category. Create movie. And the movie will have cast, category ID, creator, number of seasons, plot, poster, title, and year. And let's take it from our dummy data and add it there. Where is it? Assets, data, movies. Or no, yeah, movies. Okay, the title is... What happened? Title. Suits. Year 2010. The poster. This one. So fun, so much fun. I'll just add one movie probably. Okay, two movies with different plot, number of seasons. Okay, let's say 2. Creator. And for the category ID, I'm gonna copy the category ID that we have here. And this is the category that we created there. So if you don't have it here, you can get it by running a query get list categories, and here you will do the list categories, and you will query the ID items. In the items you'll put ID and title, and by running this query here list categories, we will see the IDs that we need from here. Okay, back to our here cast. And yeah, that's it probably. Create movie, let's create it, my mutation. And I'm gonna add one more with just a different to here, a different poster for the same category, my mutation, and one more for the other category. So I'm gonna copy the other ID. I'm gonna change the poster. So hard. Yeah, I'm gonna change the poster to the third one, and for the category ID, I'm gonna put a new category ID. Let's run the mutation. It created the movie, and let's try to To what? To check the data. Yeah, but how long this session will be? Like 12 hours? No, I think we have maximum 1 more hour. Probably 1 more hour. Yeah, because we still have to implement the storage after this. Okay, running. We will have to query the relations between models. Query comment, alternative post. Okay. Okay, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be a bit different than we are used to, because when we were using the API to query our data and not data store, we were able to let's say receive when querying the categories, we were able to receive the categories and also the movies from that category at the same time. So it was a bit easier to do that. We just needed one query. In data store, apparently, to query relations, we need to query them separately. So first of all, we will query the categories, and for the categories, we will query all the movies of that category, if that makes sense. And here, let's think where we will do that. Here we have a list of categories. We give it to render item home category. Render item home category. Let's go to that render item home category. And here we will have to do some changes. We'll have to do some changes because our category is not gonna contain the movies. The movies we will query separately for each category. And now we can say that, we don't have to define the type manually because we already generated the types from the model. So we can say that the category is of type like category. Come on. Category, which we will import from models, from there. That means that we will need as well, we will need a state that will keep track of all the movies and also a use effect. Let's import them use effect and use state. Okay, category from props. Then we'll define our state for movies, and then set movies. This is gonna be use state, empty array at the beginning, and the type of the state that we will keep there is gonna be an array of movie that we will import from models here, and it's going to be an array. All right, now let's define our use effect that will where we will fetch the movies for this category. Like this, use effect const fetch movies is going to be an async function. And let's call the fetch movies. Here, We have our movie ID. Okay, we can say that set movies, and we'll set them with the result that we'll get from data store dot query, and we will query the movie where the category ID is the category of this movie. So here, where is it? Querying relationship. Yeah, we'll just filter. Yeah, we'll query all the comments that we have in our database, and then we're gonna filter based on the ID. Movie. Yeah, probably I'm gonna do them separately. Const result is equal to, we will await, and then we will filter. Let me do it like this. So for each, where is it? Movie. We will keep the movie only if the movie.category ID is equal to our category.id. So we will keep only the movies that are in this category. And then let's set the result into our state. And what else? Here in the FlatList, for the data, instead of category.movies, we will pass the movies from our state that we have. On movie press, we'll receive a movie, and it says that yeah, we didn't define any type for this, but we now can define that it's a movie. And probably that's it. Yeah, let's save and see. I want to console log result, save. Let's try to reload and check the logs. Yeah, guys, how long is the session? Yeah, it's probably less than 1 hour. And then we can stay for some Q&A if you have any questions. Following from Zimbabwe, hello. Are you using transcoding to lower resolution in this project? I'm not gonna do that in this project live at this moment. I'm thinking that this is quite an advanced feature. And yeah, AWS has very good services for this. I'm using some of these services at Fitinium because we work a lot with videos. And I might do that in future if there will be demand for this. Running application. And come on. Okay, we see the first. All right, it's working. It's working. Yes, that's exactly what we needed. Wait, why is it? Did I? Yeah, guys, that's what happens. You see that it keeps printing like the movies, and that's because I forgot to add the empty array here for the use effect. And it was fetching, it was updating the state, and because it was updating the state, it was updating the component, and because of that, it was running get the use effect, and it was an infinite loop. So don't forget to put the empty array, and this will make sure that it runs only the first time. Okay, now, the next step is to press on a movie and then open it into a new window, and then setting a time for a long period. My emulator is so slow. I think my iOS emulator was working better. Okay, yeah, the home screen in our case is done. We are fetching all the data from the using data store, which is synchronizing automatically with our Amplify. So yeah, the next step is to do the same thing for our for our screens. Movie detail screen. Let's go to the index. And here, yeah, we are just importing a movie from our data. But what we can do is to import data store and query the movies from the data store. Import data store from AWS Amplify. We will import the model. The model is movie from source and models. We will need, besides a use state, we will need a use effect to fetch the movie. Current season, okay. We don't have any state for our movie. Const movie set movie equal to use state, and initially it's gonna be null, and the type of this state is either a movie or null. Initially it's gonna be null, but later it's gonna be a movie. Okay. Okay. So let's do const use effect. Use effect. Let's not forget the empty dependencies, and let's define the fetch movies. Fetch movie, not movies. It's gonna be only one movie. Fetch movie. Okay, and inside here, we can set movie to await data store dot query movie, and we want to query it by ID, and I think it has, where is it? Create delete query. Yeah, just passing the ID as a second parameter. And the ID will be, we don't have it yet. We should take the ID from our route, from our route, because we already send it in, if I'm not mistaken, if I go to components, What do what do we have in components? Home category? No. Home category. Navigation, movie detail screen, and there we send the ID of a movie. You see? Whenever we press on a movie, we send through navigation the ID, and now inside our screen we need to receive this ID. And to receive ID, we can easily using the import the use route hook, route from React Navigation Native. We will take this route here, const route, use route, and the ID will be route.params.id, and that's how we access the ID from the route parameters. What's that? Argument of type movie undefined is not assigned to parameter of type state movie or null. Let's say here or undefined, and initially it's gonna be undefined. Does that make sense? Let's save. And here params, yeah, our route can be okay. Let's save. Set movie. Let's open. Let's open and see what we have here. We'll have an issue here for the season names. I'm gonna yeah, at this moment I'm just gonna say, yeah, season names, that's it. No, it's an array, right? An empty array. Season names, what? Okay, no, don't you worry, it's okay. Save, and why you are not going to that screen? It's just impossible. So slow. And I find it's not a movie.season. Movie.season. Where did I do that? Here. Okay. We're gonna say if our movie is undefined, we can return activity indicator. Activity indicator. That will show like a loading screen. Because initially our movie will be null and we don't want to render anything. We want to wait until we query everything and then we'll gonna be able to display it. Thank you very much for the support, guys. Let's go. Let's open it. Yeah, now it doesn't display anything because it's still loading. The speed is killing me. suits. Is that correct? Yeah, the creator Vadim Savin. Yeah, that's actually the data that is coming from the database. Indeed. All right. That's good. That's good. Yeah, if we go back, if only my emulator would work faster. Should I try to run it on iOS? Yeah, if I open another one, but all of them had the same data, only the different posters. So yeah, the data is gonna be the same. Where is activity indicator? No idea what happened to the activity indicator. Maybe it's the color of it is different. I mean, it's the same color as the background. Not sure what happened to this. Does it have any? Yeah, I'm suspecting that the color of the activity indicator is the same as the background. Okay, so for the movie, we are querying it. However, the seasons, I think if you restart the server and clear the cache, the speed problem will get solved. Please, I didn't switch to the iOS simulator. Let's try that. Let's hope that it will work better there. Let's also restart the server. Here. Expo start. -C is to clear cache. Because Android is Android, yeah. And let's try to run it on iOS. Okay, meanwhile, let's think about our next step. We have a movie, but we need also a list of episodes, right? A list of episodes. A list of seasons to query and a list of episodes. Okay, current season is the first season. Current episode is the first season. Okay. But besides that, we will need an array for const seasons set seasons. This is gonna be a use state of type season, array of season, which initially is gonna be empty, not seasons but season. And we need one more for our episodes in that season. It's a lot of queries is gonna happen. Episodes set array of episode. Current season will be undefined in the beginning, and it's gonna be of type season or undefined. And current episode as well, undefined in the beginning, and the type of it will be episode or undefined. Let's import the season and episode from our models. Season episode. And season names. Season names. Let's save the season names. No, we're gonna work with seasons dot map, and for each season we'll take the name, and that's only if seasons is defined. Otherwise it's gonna be an empty array with season names. Okay, a lot of variables here. So whenever we receive a movie, whenever we set a new movie in the state, we need to start fetching the seasons. And whenever we finish fetching the season, we know already the season ID, we need to start fetching all the episode in that season. In that seasons, yeah. Set episodes. Yeah, that's gonna happen every time we change the current season. That's gonna be fun. Okay, let's figure out with the seasons, because the seasons are a little bit more straightforward. When should we fetch our fetch seasons? Fetch seasons. So when should we fetch our seasons? Whenever our movie variable changes. Movie if changes. So, and also we should make sure that it changes, but it doesn't change to null. So if movie is equal to null, we don't want to do anything here, because we need the movie ID to fetch the seasons. We will return null. It doesn't want to do that. Return. Yeah. And if we have a movie, then we can fetch the seasons. Set seasons will be equal to await data store dot query. We're gonna query the seasons, and after we query all the seasons that we have in our here, we will filter to have only the seasons of this movie. So season. Okay, I'm gonna say s and filter only when s dot movie ID. It should have a movie ID. It doesn't have a movie ID. Why doesn't it have a movie ID? Why does it have a movie ID? Before doing anything, let me just try to console log the movies, just to make sure we don't already have the seasons there. Okay, our application has ran. let's hope that it is going to be a bit faster here. Let's sign in. What happened? Come on, come on, come on. Okay, we see them now. We press on one of them, and define is not an object current season dot episodes. Current seasons dot episodes. Current seasons dot episodes. Current season. Yeah, here is not gonna be. It's just gonna be episodes dot not even items. Okay. It's a lot of things going on here. Current season dot name. But I should see the console log that I'm doing. Here, movie. I don't have the season. That means that we started correctly and we need to query the season separately. Here we need to query the seasons, filter as movie, but yeah, movie.id is equal to our movie.id. Movie.id. Okay, we save it there. Const movie seasons equal this one. And also let's set the current season to the first one. Set current season to the movie seasons at position 0. Okay, current season at position 0. Yeah, we have to do a lot of checks because like current episode can be null, so the video player will not display probably. Let's do a current episode check here, and if that is true, we'll render the video player episode, video player episode, current episode. What else? FlatList episodes, that one. Yeah, it's okay. Episodes is an empty array there. Okay. What else is there? Here, current season dot name. Let's, if current season is not null, only then we will render this speaker, because that means that we haven't queried the something like that. And then on value change, movie, seasons, no. Set current season is seasons at item index. Season names of map. Okay, I think that save. Let's try now. I'm not sure what will work and what won't. Right now it kind of makes sense because we don't have yet the what. Let's just have a look at the seasons variable. Let's go here. What do we have? Array, empty array. Yeah, because we don't have any seasons in our database. That's true. Okay, let's go and create one. And yeah, we're gonna go to Amplify console and let's copy the movie ID that we created. This is the last one, right? Okay, let's add a create season, and this one will be pretty easy. For the movie ID, we pass the movie ID. For the name, season 1. And let's carry back only the ID. Yeah, my mutation is this one. Oh, it still creates the movie. No worries. It created a season, and let's create one more. Let's just name it season 2. My mutation. Okay, it created 2 seasons. Okay, refreshing our application. Let's go to the last movie here. Or which one? I think it's this one because it throws something. It throws something, but I'm not sure why. What? Season. Oh, here it is, season. Why it doesn't show properly the selector? Let's have a look at the season names. I want to check the season names. Because that's what renders the vSpeaker. Season names. Bro, please put an episode of anime in there. Okay. Let's open this one. Array season 1 and season 2. Then why you do not show properly here, picker? Season names. Current season. Oh, maybe it doesn't work on iOS, vSpeaker. Let me try one thing. Picker here, on value change, I don't need anything here. Selected value A. And here we will have label A, value A, key A. Maybe it's an issue with iOS there. Hey, come on. Refreshed. That's fun. That's fun. What's going on here with the iOS speaker? I just want to make sure that it has nothing to do with the background color style. Background color white. And if I put it here, will it work? Yep, it has to do with background color. Okay, let's have a look at how we can style it for iOS to make sure that the text is displayed with white. React Native Picker. Style color. Item style. Yeah, I think that's what we need. Color white. Save. No? Come on. Background color red always helps. That's item style. Picker iOS item style. Jeez, custom slider. So how to fix it pretty quick? Just to do where is it? Item style on this one with background color white, and just not to waste any more time here, background, because that's not the goal of today. It's not to make it perfect, just to make it workable. And yeah, it's here, season. Okay, it's not the best one, definitely, but it works. Oh, I hate it. I hate it. Why I cannot set the color of a text? Color white. Yeah. Okay, moving on. Seasons. We have a season. We set the current season to that one, and whenever we change the current season, we need to fetch the episodes of that season. Okay, that's one more use effect for us. Let's do it. Use effect. This use effect will run only when the current season changes, current season, and we'll have the same thing. If current season is null or undefined, we don't want to do anything. Otherwise, we will const fetch episodes, which is, yeah, of course, async. Const season episodes will be let's do it like this. Await data store dot query, and we will query the episodes. We will query the episodes, and from all the episodes we will filter, and for each episode we will leave it only if episode dot season, does it have it like this? Season dot id is equal to current season dot id. This one can be null, okay, like this. And then we will set them in state. Set episodes with season episodes that we just queried. That's a good idea, to use normal text. Where is it? From here. Text as React Native text. But I don't use text here. That's the picker item. That's the idea. Yep. Okay, episodes. Set episodes. The thing is that we don't have any episodes yet. Let's create some of them. First of all, let's query all the list seasons so we can get the IDs of the seasons that we just created. Items ID and name. Run list seasons. Unauthorized token expired. Let's log out and log in again. Control Z here, and let's run the list seasons. Okay, we have season 1 and season 2, and we can add a new mutation to create, where is it? Create movie. No, create episode. Create episode. Duration, let's say 1 hour 20 min. Plot. Hello. Poster. For the poster, let's get them from our dummy data. Assets, data, movie, and here we have a poster. Save. ID. Let's grab one season ID from here. Let's put it here. Title, pilot, and the video URL. We'll take the same video URL from here. Okay, let's run the mutation. And this created an episode. And let's create one more. Second episode 01 second. And let's change the poster to something different. For example, episode episode 2. Why are jumping episode 2? I'm pretty sure I messed it up. Episode 2, season ID the same. Let's create it and let's add just one episode to the other season. List seasons. Let's select the ID for the second season and we're gonna use it as the season ID here. Second season, first episode. Let's run the mutation. Okay, that's now we can restart. Reload. Here, possible. Let's have a look what's happening here. Use effect, current season. Okay, we never call fetch episodes. That's the issue. Fetch episodes. Let's save. Something happens. Season episodios. Come on, let's go. Array, no, not this one. What's going on if I do not do the filter? Will you show all the episodes? Array, episode. I'm not sure why it doesn't display, but it oh, because we also have to set the current current episode to the season episodes at position 0 if there is any. Okay, I see already. I see the video for the first episode. And if we scroll down, here is only for the season 2. And if we switch to season 1, we see 2 videos, pilot and the second. And probably I messed up something with episode 2. Yeah, probably I don't have that image, that's why it doesn't display. But if I press it, I see that they have 2 different plots. And I can play again the movie if it can detect my clicks. Yeah, but the most important thing is that whenever we change the season, it changes. We can change through different episodes, and yeah, probably it loads the video. That's why I cannot play it. But the good thing is that it works. And with that said, I think that we have it's a known bug in this speaker library. Yeah, that's a bummer. But it looks good like this. All right. But I think it had a mode. You can define different modes. But I'm not going to spend time on this at the moment. Yeah, with that being said, I think we are done with the data. So our home screen fetches all the data from our backend, and whenever we open the screen for one movie, we fetch the details about the movie, we fetch the details about all the seasons that the movie has, and also we fetch the episodes of that season. So if we select the season 1, we see different episodes, and this is all dynamic and coming from our backend. It is cached on our mobile phone storage. So if I turn off the internet, but I know that on the iOS emulator I cannot do that without turning off my actual internet, then we would still see the cached data. At least that's how data store is supposed to work. So with that being said, let's we can clean up some of the things that we have here. Yeah, this component ended up being quite long. We can also define, we have some red warnings here from TypeScript. Don't worry about them, but if you're a perfectionist, let's open the video player and say that the episode is of type episode. Save. And now video player episode type. Yeah, that's interesting. The thing is that it will never go here if it's null, because we have this check. We can say as episode, right? Yeah, that's an interesting issue. Here for episode item, yeah, it's the same with the types that. But I'm too tired at the moment to fix. But yeah, basically we have to properly define the types on everywhere. On, for example, on episode item here, for the episode, for on press, and so on. So if we do that, that's gonna fix the red issues. Okay, what's next in our case? The next step is to configure the storage, the S3 storage for our media. Let's first of all, start configuring it because it will take some time, and then I can have a look at the chat. Let's open. To add the storage, we'll call Amplify add storage. Content images, that's what we need. Let's provide a friendlier name. Netflix media. Should be alphanumeric. Netflix media. Please provide a bucket name. Netflix. Yeah, it's okay. Who should have access? Authenticated users only. Yes, only authenticated users should be able to view the movies from our database. That makes sense. What kind of access do you want for authenticated users? We don't want them to create or update things. We will only probably need to read the movies from there, because they will probably be added in a different way by admins and not by users. So let's try it like this. Do you want to add a Lambda trigger? No. And let's run amplify push. Hello from Sri Lanka. Hello from Canada. Hello guys. Hello Daniel. Okay, create, update, no change. Yes. Do you want to update code for updated GraphQL API? Do you want to update code? Yes. Not sure what was updated in our API. But okay. What about the payment and downloads? Regarding payment and subscription, that's gonna be that's gonna be next week. So next week, probably on Friday at 3 p.m. GMT, we are gonna implement the payment and subscription in the Netflix clone. But more on that later. Let's now finish it with the storage. Let's go, come on. So for more details about the S3, we can have a look at the getting started guide. And no, we don't have here S3. Storage for the libraries, getting started. We can add the storage. We already configured our application, so we don't have to do that. And that's it. The manual setup, we don't need to do that because we followed the automated setup. Yeah, all the content lives in an S3. And in front of that S3, Amazon puts a CloudFront, and this is a CDN, a content delivery network, and this will cache your media at the closest endpoints to the users. So for example, if your bucket, if your media bucket lives in a data center in USA, and if someone from Europe access your a movie, the first time it will of course go and take this movie from the USA data store. But during this first time, it will cache it somewhere in Europe in a data center in CloudFront. So, for example, it will cache it in Germany, and then the next user that opens our application from Europe, they will get the movie from the data center from Germany, because that's the closest one. And this way you improve a lot the speed of delivering this media. It's really powerful. And it created it. I'm wondering now the Amplify admin if in this case it will help us with something. What do we have here? Storage, deployed storage. Yeah, let's open the S3 bucket here. And probably it's gonna be an empty bucket at this moment. Yep, no objects. Okay. Yeah, let me just try to check in our project what folder structure it has, because we're gonna upload some videos manually here and download them in our application. Let's say what did we have? Where did we have it? In Netflix? No, this is Netflix. In Twitter. We definitely had it in Twitter. Amplify Twitter. No, this is the Amplify things. Deployment, no, Twitter clone. This one, this might be. Yeah, and here we have a public. And in the public directory there we have our files. Okay, that's what we're gonna do in our case as well. Okay, so let's create a folder called public. Create. And inside this public, let's upload some images for the posters. So let's go to live streams, Netflix, assets, not in assets, in the where? Come on. I don't have them. But yeah, I'm gonna upload something like this. Yeah, it has added. Let's upload it. I'm just making sure. And now let's try to first to download this image and to display it in our application. Where is it? List files. First of all, let's list all the files. Public level list, yeah. And that's gonna be in where? Source, in components, in home category, and here what do we have? An image. An image. Okay, let's try in this component to add this storage.list. Did it import the storage correctly? Storage will import from Amplify. From import storage from AWS Amplify. We list everything not in photos, but I think in array. Yeah, I think I have to rerun the application because I installed a new one. Maybe. Did it rerun? I missed it again. Run on iOS simulator. Yeah, array 0. List. And like this, no. Oh, here it is. Here it is. When did it start? When it was empty? Yeah, when it is empty. Yeah, so that means that, yeah, our key with, yeah, image like this works. So we can actually call the download files to download it with a get and the key. And the key name, where is it? Get. This one. And then result, we will console log. And here is the URL that we can use in order to download the image. So if I copy it and if I open it in a new, we see the image from our S3 storage. But the interesting thing is that this URL is pre-signed. So it has a token inside this. If you see here, unsigned payload and signed payload and so on. And this URL will only work from our application. I mean, it will only be possible to generate this URL from our application. So the images will not be able to be displayed from or hacked and stuff like that. And the URL will stop working after some time because, yeah, this signed URL is temporary. Whenever you open the application will generate a new signed URL and it will display. So that's how it works. And for for the image here. That's interesting. On movie image item, which is item this one. Okay, that's interesting. We would probably have to create a separate component for this movie here, because we need to query the image from the storage and display it there. So let's quickly create a new folder. How is it called? Movie item, which will be in the list there. New file, index.tsx. Functional React Native. Movie item. Okay, and here we will just copy the item from here, paste it, and render movie item with movie is equal to item. Import it. Components and movie item. And here in our movie item, let's import pressable and image. On movie press, where is it? Here. Let's grab the movie. Movie where? Here. Movie. Oh my god, navigation. A lot of things we need here. And use navigation. What else? Styles. Come on, styles. What styles? Let's just copy paste the movie item, the styles from here. Okay, it's all right. And movie item here, styles. We have to import them. What else? Not item, but we're gonna receive a movie, and this is gonna be a prop type movie, where movie is a movie. That's how you declare the interface in line. On movie press. Okay. We don't need to send here anything because we can take it from the props. Undefined is not an object, I will a movie poster. Here, movie poster. Movie. Okay, we are back where we started. That's good. And here, yeah, we can declare a use effect to start fetching the URL of the image. storage like this, and we're gonna keep the const image URL, set image URL, use state. And when we receive a result, we're gonna call the set image URL. Oh my god, set image URL. Input, no input, use effect. Use state. Save. What else? What else? Storage. Storage from AWS Amplify. And what else? Image URL will go into our image here. Save. And yeah, we see the image URL, which is this one. However, we will take this key from the movie .poster. So for all of them, it will be empty. However, if we, let's say, let's go to our AppSync console. Let's update a movie. Let's update a movie with ID, list seasons, list categories. I want list movies. List movies. Title. List movies. Let's take the first movie, or which one? Let's take this one. And run a mutation on update movie, and the input will be as following. The ID of a movie that we want to update is this one, and the poster will be the image key from our S3 bucket. And let's query back ID and poster. ID and poster, list movies. Not list movies, but my mutation. Yeah, it updated. And if we refresh our page, come on. Yeah, opening. One of them should have the poster, but it doesn't. Why? Let's go. Come on. I think our data is just taken from cache. It is not updated. Because if I do now list movies and here put poster, one of them should have that poster. List movies. No. Why? Update movie with this ID and set this poster. list my mutation, and now if I run list movies, what's happening? Did I take a wrong ID? Let's try this one. So this is the ID of a movie. I'm updating the poster, but it gives me back the same one. Why? Update movie poster. It doesn't update. Let's just add a new movie. I'm not sure why it happens like this. Input ID update movie. Let's create a movie where the poster will be this one, and the category ID will be, let's list categories. What? Title. And let's take the first one for the category ID. And let's run this mutation, create movie. It created the movie, and let's update it and have a look if it shows our image. Are you kidding? Is it the same list movies? Hello, it should be there. List movies and category ID. Yep. Let's rerun it and see. Okay, now we see the poster that we are fetching from our storage from S3. And yeah, at this moment, uploading the image to S3 was manual, like we had to come here and upload. But later on, if, for example, your application would have had a custom dashboard where you can create and upload movies out by selecting a file, then you can use the uploading a file like storage.put, and this will automatically put this file in the storage. So for example, in Twitter, where the user is the one who is creating the items in the storage, who is putting the files there, and also the user is the one who is viewing and looking at these files. Where it made a little bit more sense because we were putting an item and then downloading it, and but right now we have to manually add images here, and then with S3 with the storage we can set the image URL. One thing that we can customize here, that's a bit extra. So we can check, for example, if movie poster starts with movie.poster. If movie poster is already a URL and not a key, then we can set it directly to the image URL. Starts with, let's say, HTTP. That will make sure that it works both with storage media and with URLs. So let's put it like this. If movie poster starts with console log, console warn. Hey, yeah, why are not displaying image URL, image URI? Oh, and return. Oh boy. And here we want to return because we don't want to update this URL. And now, yeah, it works both with S3 storage keys and with custom URLs that you can see here. And yeah, the same principle, the same concept goes with other files. For example, with movies as well. Let's say here, yeah, movies, create folder, and let's upload here a couple of videos. Let's upload. Hey Vadim, I come from React background and I'm starting to learn React Native. May I know which playlist of yours you'd recommend to start with? For very beginners, I recommend starting with Tesla, but if you have experience with React.js, that's gonna be too easy for you. So I would suggest you to start with Instagram, Twitter, or yeah, Instagram, Twitter. That's more focused on like data and stuff, and the more advanced builds were Airbnb and Uber, where we focused a lot of the maps. But yeah, start with something like Twitter, Instagram, Spotify is a good one, WhatsApp. Okay, the files are uploaded. What else? Okay, list of episodes. Let's list episodes. List seasons, and let's just add a new season with ID and name. This is season 1. Let's add an episode to the season 1. My mutation, this one. Create episode. And the video will be movies, right? That's how we call the folder. Movies / video 1 mp4. Video 1.mp4. Third. Never mind. Let's just create this episode. And let's open it. I think it was, yeah, this one. It was here, and it was in the first season. Hey Sam, thank you very much for the donation. Thank you on behalf of everyone here. Thank you. I'm quite busy, but yeah, this gave me a little bit of energy. Busy or tired? What did I say? I'm already mumbling. Okay, for the season 1, we should have one more episode if we just refresh. Here should be season 1. Where is it? Oh, it was for season 2. Yeah, this one. Hello again. And now we need to do the same S3 download with S3 get to get the URL of this this video, because yeah, others, yeah, we can play them. Not sure why the player doesn't actually play. Come on. It worked on Android. Why you're not playing? Let's open the where? Video player index. Does use native controls work here? If I do it like this. Video player. Let's try to add to play it manually like this. Use effect video. If video, then video dot current dot play async. Come on, do something. Is it because of a poster? Yeah, I think it's because of a poster. You saw? We found the... Okay. The value of use poster should be dynamic. It should be true when the video is paused and false when... Yeah. Let's do it like this. Status. Let's see what our status contains, because I think that's where we will... Status. Come on. Did you just finish? Has just been interrupted. Is buffering? Is loaded? Okay, is loaded, is looping, is playing. Status dot is playing. I think that's what we need to do. So use poster is only when status dot is playing is false. Is playing. Status is playing. If status is null, we should also use the poster. Or when status is playing like this. Oh, come on. Yeah, for Android, somehow it worked with true. Now let's continue with false because, yeah, let's try to play from season 2, the video from our S3 bucket. Because right now we cannot play it as our, the episode.video is a key to an S3 file. So let's do it like this. Use effect. Oh no, we have episode. Yeah. Yeah, let's query. And we will save const video URL and set video URL. Video URL is gonna be a state. Use state, not like this. And we are gonna call storage.get, and we're gonna get the episode.video. And when we receive back the info here, we're gonna set it in state, set video URL. But let's do it the same way here. So if episode.video, if it starts with HTTP, then we don't need to download to generate this storage key, but we can set video URL directly from the episode.video and return. And in our video URI is video URL. Save. Let's open again. Yeah, the Bugs Bunny is still working. And if we change the seasons and select the third one, which contains an item from S3, let's wait and see what happens. I think it gave us an error. We can do dot catch. Oh, can find variable storage. Okay. We can fix that easily. Import storage from AWS Amplify. Save, and let's open it again. Select season 2. Select the third episode here. Again, something. Promise the AV player instance has failed with error code. What's happening here? Okay, if video URL is empty string, Then let's return null, because I think it fails just to load. And again, possible handle or error. This one works. This one. URI CloudFront here. Function bound dispatch. What? Then. Oh. Video URL. Yeah, it's this one. What's wrong with it? Yeah, the video plays here. Why it doesn't play on? Video format is not supported. Yeah, maybe that can be the case, to be honest. To test this, let's try a different video. Let's try the video that we are playing from SS Data Movies. Let's open this video and download it, and then upload it to our S3 bucket. From here, can we download and put it in our S3 here? No, not like this, but where is it? Close, upload, and let's try to upload this. And going back to our AppSync, I'll create a new episode with video, with this video that we know that works on our device. Okay, like this. Let's see again. Let's open, and for season 2, which one is this? Oh, look at that. You saw that? I'm not sure where was it, but it was displaying the video, that the first video. Yeah, maybe it needs time to download it. That's why. Yeah, it's from the S3 is either the first one or the third one. That's what we created here. Look here, the video has downloaded and is displayed, and this video is coming from our S3. Yeah, if we change to a different one, it works. If we change back, it's a bit weird why it doesn't work here. if video URL is equal to nothing, okay, this one works. And going back to this one, yeah, that's weird because when we go back here, yeah, the video works as expected, but whenever we change it, oh, we need to run this use effect. I think whenever our episode changes. Wait a second. Oh, okay, I get it. So the first time when we display it, the video is set through properties source URI video URL, but whenever we change the episode, we are calling this use effect that unloads the previous video and loads the next one. And here we're using the episode video, not the video URL. And yeah, URI will be video URL, and we're gonna do that whenever the video URL changes, not whenever the episode changes. And now it makes sense to put this, yeah, just to, it's logical that this one will happen first. Like episode changes, we fetch the video URL, and when the video URL changes and triggers this use effect, and we change the video in our player. Let's save. Now it plays. Perfect. We change. It plays the other one, we change again, it plays the first one, and so on. So yeah, now it works properly. And the videos are coming from our S3 bucket. And yeah, we can put it in full screen, we can exit, and so on. All right, so yeah, that's how you implement the storage. I'm gonna git add everything. Storage, and I'm gonna also push everything to origin main. So git pull yeah, right now, yeah, the code should be updated on the repository that you can find the link in the description below. So I think that was it from the planned things that we had for today. So real quick overview. We set up the AWS Amplify project, the backend for our Netflix clone. Yeah, we have installed everything, we have configured, then we have added authentication. So whenever a new user comes to our application, he will be able to create an account, he will be able then to sign in to his account, and only then he will be able to view the movies. Yeah, this is a way to protect our application. Then we implemented the offline first GraphQL API using AppSync and data store. And this was something new. Yeah, it was fun for me. It's still interesting, and I'll still have I want to get into more details and see the whole benefits of this data store. Yeah, we set up the admin UI from where we can manage our data, we can manage our user, we can see all our users that are in application. And also you are supposed to be able to edit the content here. I receive an error because the admin UI content is still in beta, so probably we are fixing this bug. Yeah, we'll see. Then what else? And then we added the storage for our movies and for our posters, and all our data now lives into an S3 bucket and is served to our users through a CDN, through a content delivery network, where the images, the media, the files, everything is cached in the closest data center to the user. So in that way, we know that everything will run as fast as possible, and you'll not wait to download a file from the other part of the globe. Yeah, that's it. That's it for today. Next week on Friday at 3 p.m. GMT, we will continue Netflix clone with one more video, because a lot of you have asked regarding payments and subscriptions in Netflix. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna implement Netflix subscriptions, where you will be able to register, you'll be able to see the movies, but only when you buy a subscription, and only when you have an active subscription, you will be able to watch. Maybe we'll add multiple types of subscriptions, like single, family, and so on. Yeah, we'll see next week what exactly features we will implement. If you have any ideas, please let me know down below. What do you think? What do you want to see next in this build? We're gonna have at least one more episode here. Okay, so questions, guys. How are you doing? Let me see. I'm currently working on a startup that connects buyer and seller together. When buyer queries for sellers within a particular location, can Google API help to bring all sellers within that location? You can use GraphQL. You can use simple filtering based on latitude and longitude, and that's what I did for Uber. So let's say, is it here? I forgot it. Align. Yeah, no. All right. So basically, okay, you will save the latitude and longitude of your buyers and your sellers, and for each seller, you will do a query. You'll do a query to your database, and you'll query all the buyers, or vice versa, where their latitude and longitude is in between two values, like the latitude of yourself minus, I don't know, 10 and plus 10, in between that. Oh my god, my brain is is tired. I cannot explain it properly. Yeah, check out the Uber clone. We did this there. When I was doing the first part of your Netflix tutorial, it took a really long time to load the video after adding a poster thing, but eventually it loaded. Yeah, I think that, I don't know, maybe I uploaded the posters are too big. I don't know. I love your videos very much, but sorry I have to miss your live stream because I'm going to watch your revenue cat video now. Oh, that's really awesome. So you would enjoy the next video that is going to be next Friday for Netflix, where we will use revenue cat again to implement subscription in the Netflix. Great stream. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much. Is it possible to do news app with AWS Amplify as a backend? Of course, everything is possible. News app, nothing special. And adding news from Amplified dashboard, AWS dashboard. Yeah. You should be able to add the news from this content management. Or you can develop a custom dashboard, which will take more time if you need custom features. But here you can add it yourself. You can also invite other users to collaborate and to add news. And for the beginning, if you're just starting, maybe I think it will be enough. Uber, please. What about Uber? Have you got any plans to make a game using React Native? That's an interesting idea. I have never thought about making games. There was a time in my life when I was a game developer, but that was quite a long time ago, so I don't think I'm gonna get back to that. But maybe in React Native as a challenge, I don't know. Quite weirdly, the tech stack, I would rather do it in Unity, but okay, guys, I think we are almost for 4 hours in the stream. So I'm pretty tired. I have never been to the toilet in 4 hours. Okay, thank you very much, everyone, for joining. Thank you, Expo, again, for sponsoring this video and making it possible. See you next Friday, where we will continue the Netflix series. If you enjoy this video, please consider subscribing to the channel, because I know that 90% of you are not subscribed. So yeah, YouTube algorithm is good because we are recommending you the videos, but take a moment and subscribe and turn on the notification bell not to miss any future live streams. Yeah.